It's a one-time thing. Birbal got late in coming to the court. King Akbar was eagerly waiting for Birbal. As soon as Birbal reached the court, Akbar asked him the reason for his delay. Birbal said that today, when he was leaving the house, his small children stopped him and started insisting not to go anywhere. Somehow, there was a delay in leaving after explaining to the children. The king did not believe Birbal's words at all. He thought that Birbal was making a false excuse for being late. He told Birbal that it is not such a difficult task to convince the children. If they don't agree, they can be pacified with a little scolding. Birbal was aware that it is very difficult to meet the innocent questions and stubbornness of children. When Maharaja Akbar could not be satisfied with this, Birbal suggested a solution. He placed a condition in front of the king. He said that he can prove that it is very difficult to explain to small children, but for this they have to behave like small children, and the king will have to explain to them. Maharaja Akbar agreed to this condition. The very next moment, Birbal started screaming and crying like a child. The king lifted him in his lap to persuade them. Birbal sat on his lap and started playing with the king's long mustache. Sometimes he would spoil his face like a child, and sometimes he would pull the mustache. Till now, the king was not having any objection. When Birbal got tired of playing with his mustache, he insisted on eating sugarcane. The king ordered to bring sugarcane for Birbal, who became a child. When sugarcane was brought, Birbal took a new insistence that he wanted to peel sugarcane. Sugarcane was peeled by a servant. Now Birbal started shouting loudly that he must cut sugarcane into small pieces. To fulfill his insistence, sugarcane was cut into small pieces. When the king gave these pieces to Birbal to eat, Birbal threw those pieces on the ground. Akbar got very angry seeing this. He angrily asked Birbal, "Why did you throw the sugarcane down? Eat it quietly." Hearing the scolding, Birbal started crying and screaming even more loudly. Akbar asked lovingly, "Say, Birbal, why are you crying?" Birbal replied, "I want a big cane, not a small one." Akbar brought him a big sugarcane, but Birbal did not even touch that big sugarcane. Now the anger of King Akbar was increasing. He said to Birbal that according to your insistence, big sugarcane has been given to you. Why are you crying after not eating it? Birbal replied, "I have to eat a big sugarcane by adding these small pieces." Hearing the stubbornness of Birbal, the king held his head and went to his place and sat down. Seeing Emperor Akbar upset, Birbal ended the drama of becoming a child and went before the king. He asked the king, "Do you now agree that it is certainly a difficult task to explain to children?" The king nodded yes and started smiling at Birbal. Moral of the story. From this story, we get to learn that children are very innocent. We can answer his stupid question by explaining it with love.